But welcome everybody. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button.
I remember in middle school when you felt self-conscious if you were the last one to go through puberty. That really went topsy-turvy, didn't it?
Sometimes the Hasbara, it's too much explaining yourself and it's too apologetic.
Be sure to hit the notifications bell.
I actually do believe Israel won't just bomb countless civilians.
Be sure to tweet this out. Be sure to put this up on your Facebook.
You have to be kind to people. Be kind to the guys in this mess in the first place.
Put this up on your Reddit.
Chile is a country.
Be sure to cut and paste, a link to this to go into your favorite Facebook chat group.
It's good to see so many normal people in here.
Now, spanking isn't just my deep, dark personal secret. It's America's deep, dark secret.
I've never seen it explained so simply anywhere.
Put this on WhatsApp. Put this on Telegram. Put this on your favorite messenger app.
Hello and welcome to the Untitled Anarchist Seagull channel. I'm your host, an Untitled Anarchist Seagull called Elise. How's everybody doing tonight, chat? I was thinking, after last night's stream, which was deep, if you missed it last night, we had a look at Barry Weiss's barely watched town hall with Erica, are you a god, Kirk? And a couple of things just kind of stuck out to me upon reflection. First one is, nobody gives a fuck about Barry Weiss. Like, seriously, nobody. Nobody has the slightest respect for her, for the platform she's offering, for her bogus news director title, for her attempts to sound like a terribly serious person, or for the questions she asks. Erica Kirk didn't answer a single question anyone asked her, but she totally ignored Barely Watched to instead read lines for the role of generic villain for a community theater production of Play to be Determined. Also, Erica Kirk is, like, frightening. Much of what she says is ridiculous, it's rehearsed bullshit, but her eyes exude this fucking malice, even when she's trying to smile. She's like, is it Koch Barbie? Or some shit. And on that note, I wonder how many people watching this remember Mystery Science Theater 3000 and TV's Frank. Because I just happened to see this right before I went on. If I can just find the right window. This is Frank Conniff's Twitter. Yeah, let me just make sure that's visible. Yeah. Frank Conniff, aka TV's Frank from MST3K, back in the day, said, "The more I see of Erica Kirk, the more I think that Charlie Kirk actually dodged a bullet." And yeah, that's sounds about right, actually. So, where shall we go? See, David Pac-Man has another video. It turns out, guess what? Trump is finished. Again, he's finished a lot, actually. He's always finishing in David Pac-Man world. And according to this video, Trump would be finished if voters knew this. So, I mean, I wonder what it was. I wonder what it is.
Donald Trump doesn't want you to fact check his economic claims.
Really? Yeah, wow, I'm surprised. Yeah, I thought he was really big on the critical scrutiny, Donald Trump was. Like, yeah, we know.
Donald Trump and the administration don't want you independently informing yourself about what it is that is truly going on.
Well, I mean, that is not exactly a Trump thing. That is just kind of how this shit works. Like, lots of people apparently are not keen on us independently informing ourselves, or you wouldn't have, like, everybody in Congress trying to, find new ways to censor the internet, so that all we can actually look at is, like, dickheads like this.
In this economy. Because if you did...
Yeah, we would have communism.
You would know that he is lying to you. So
who does he think doesn't know that he is lying at this point?
We are going to go through the specific economic claims that Donald Trump made in this deranged address to the nation last night, which served only...
Remember, Trump would be finished if voters knew this. And now, like, let me see, how many people watch this? 39,477. Which is still, like, I mean, and that's in 3 hours, which I have to say is actually kind of beating that, the barely watched town hall that we watched last night. CBS flagship programming, 118,000 views, live and VOD. But okay, so Trump's finished anytime now, I guess. Bonsoir.
Remind people this guy is incompetent. So we're going to look at
who doesn't know that he's incompetent at this point, though?
Specific claims, including this first one, because it's a good one to debunk. Trump says inflation, when he took over, was the worst in 48 years.
Good evening, America. 11 months ago.
Okay, are the color graders deliberately making it look like his head and his hair are the same, are just one entity? Is that like a deliberate color grading decision somebody made? Or is it just impossible to distinguish them?
I inherited a mess, and I'm fixing it. When I took office, inflation was the worst in 48 years, and some would say in the history of our country.
Wait, okay, what the fuck is some would say? Anyway, but like that already sounds. I mean, of course it's a Trump speech. Of course it's bullshit. Like, is he really like assuming that the problem is that people don't realize Trump is lying? Like, nobody likes Trump. I mean, admittedly, nobody likes Democrats. Minus 55 on their latest approval ratings.
Inflation has essentially been bouncing between 2.5% and 3% since June of 2023. Most of that time, Joe Biden was the president of the United States.
Yeah, and of course the thing is, I mean, and if he's going to do, because I feel like he's about to do this thing, where liberals are like, well, yeah, I know, but we got the inflation down. You should thank Joe Biden for that. And it's like, okay, yeah, but it was way up for a while. And the thing is, the fact that it's now increasing more slowly doesn't mean that we can afford shit anymore. It doesn't mean that we can suddenly actually afford to live again.
Recently, it's been Trump, but Trump has not brought prices down. He has not reduced inflation.
Yeah, like, no shit. Do you think anyone thinks... Like, do you think anyone thinks that he did?
Hasn't done any of it. And speaking of prices, when Donald Trump's lies on inflation don't work, he goes to prices specifically. Take a look.
Those high prices down.
Even in close-up, you really cannot tell the difference between his face and his hair. Like, I think the color graders have, like, declared war on him. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I have a feeling that, color grading, colorists in film post-production probably skew kind of queer. And yeah, I mean, yeah, we fucking hate him. Everybody does.
And bringing them down very fast.
Well, I mean, if he means that he brought them way up by the tariffs and then he occasionally sort of changed his mind about the tariffs and therefore made them briefly cheaper before changing his mind on the subject again, I guess that kind of works. But again, like, who...
Let's look at the...
Now, we all understand that if inflation...
Nah, stale bread you can make crouton with. You can make crostini with stale bread. I make delicious things with stale bread.
...is greater than 0, prices are going up. If inflation's 1%, prices are going up, but not that fast. If inflation's 3%, prices are going up a little bit faster.
Yeah, no shit.
5%.
Well, I mean, see, if people found out that inflation means prices are going up at varying speeds, Trump would be finished.
Prices are going up faster. We have always, through this period of time during which Trump has said he is bringing prices down, had inflation, meaning prices are actually going up. The example I give is...
But he did say that he's bringing drug prices down 600%. So, like, the pharmacy, when you go in to pick up your prescriptions, they should be paying you cash.
Driving on the highway at 80 miles an hour, you slow down to 60. Well, you've reduced your speed, but you were still getting closer to your destination. You were...
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, yes, true, exactly. And the thing is, like, this is exactly what people were pointing out when assholes like Will Stansler were out there going, yeah, it's vibeflation. The economy's great. It's just people don't notice it because people somehow think that they should be able to afford stuff. and everything, and people were like, yeah, the inflation went down, but the prices are still unaffordable. And people like this got really, really annoyed that people would point that out, because, I mean, that's almost as unreasonable as asking a U.S. president not to commit genocide.
Still moving forward. As long as the inflation number is positive, you are still seeing prices go up. Now, what has fallen, going back to the beginning of Joe Biden's presidency, is the inflation rate.
Oh, well, no, that has not fallen the entire time. It went way up for went way up for a period of time there.
It hit a COVID era high in 2020.
I mean, the COVID era is still going on.
Of 9.1%.
Okay, so it was going up for part of that time, is what you're saying.
And then it steadily declined to June of 2023, and has basically been relatively steady there.
Yeah, I mean, not wrong. And, I mean, obviously, when people understand how, like, what, this is going to finish Trump, how? Like, I want to understand this man's theory of change.
So Trump has not reduced prices. Trump was not handed the highest inflation in 48 years. The war on math continued during the speech, with Trump claiming that he is cutting drug prices by 600%, which is not mathematically possible.
I mean, it is mathematically possible. Yeah, I mean, mathematically it's possible. That would mean that the pharmaceuticals companies or, like, the retailers would be paying you money. That is mathematically possible. It's just not likely in capitalism is all.
Look.
I negotiated directly with the drug companies and foreign nations, to which were taking advantage of our country for many decades, to slash
fucking
prices on drugs and pharmaceuticals by as much as 400, 500, and even 600%.
Wow, I mean, I need to pick up my prescriptions. I'll be making some bank.
In other words, your drug costs will be plummeting downward, and I use the...
As opposed to plummeting upward.
The threat of tariff.
Now, intuitively, many of you probably understand that prices cannot fall more than 100% without becoming negative, without it being that they give you something when you make a purchase, which is not...
Well, I love that he gives his viewers so much credit that they understand percentages. Now, I think some of you are clever enough to understand that 100% equals 1, and if something goes down by 100%, then it's 0. I'm willing to just assume a 4th grade level of math knowledge on your part. Hello, Emily's 1255. How you doing?
Really making a purchase anymore if you're getting money for it. This is not an economic achievement.
I mean, that would be an economic achievement. That would fucking rock, actually.
This is not a pharmaceutical achievement. This is a math error.
Well, yes, I know, but if it were true, it would be an economic achievement, and, like, people would be way better off. The pharmaceuticals companies wouldn't be. But, I mean, that's kind of the thing about capitalism. Somebody's always getting screwed, and somebody's laughing all their way to the bank. The thing is, it's just usually the other way around.
Trump is repeating after and after and after again, time and time again. Another economic claim that Trump made...
We're finding out about how Trump is now finished because people might have found out that he lies and can't do math. Like, all the other shit that he's involved in, none of that worked. But the fact that he lies and can't do math, which we only just found that out, you know, that's gonna finish him.
With taxes on Social Security. Take a look.
No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors.
So that is not in the bill. Trump keeps repeating, we've done no tax on Social Security.
Well, like, where is he coming up with that, though? I am kind of curious. Because, like, there is his, God, what is that dickhead's name? one of his cabinet secretaries, I forget which one, actually came out to explain where this like ridiculous 600% figure came from, and it did come from somewhere. He just doesn't understand how percentages work, apparently. So, which makes me wanna. It must be fun negotiating with him. You just throw in any old shit. It was there was like some basis that came down to him thinking that the decrease that minus 600% was the same thing as the actual decrease. It was just fucking it was asinine, but there was a thing, and so I'm wondering, is this bullshit based on like he's saying that they're not putting new taxes on those things or something? Like, it comes from somewhere usually.
For anybody, of course, the people receiving Social Security are disproportionately seniors. That is not, there is simply no provision in the bill that Republicans passed that eliminates Social Security taxes. It's a talking point, it is not policy. Now,
well, it's a talking point, it's not, this is totally gonna finish Trump. I mean, it's like, yeah, I mean, everything he said in there was bullshit. I mean, everything, without exception, was bullshit. But you're gonna have a video title that says he's finished? Then you gotta do a little bit better than that.
just because I'm interested in being more full in my explanations, it is already true that Social Security benefits are taxed based on your income level. And there are lots of people who might pay very little.
Like, why is he talking like this?
Income tax on Social Security benefits because of their tax bracket. But that has nothing to do with Trump. It has nothing to do with 2025 legislation. It has nothing to do with...
Okay, and this is going to finish him how?
With no tax on Social Security that Donald Trump claims is in the bill, but really is not. And then in terms of what it means, but also impossible.
I've secured a...
Secured.
I've secured a record-breaking $18 trillion of investment into the United States, which means jobs, wage increases, growth, factory openings, and far greater national security. Much of this success has been accomplished by tariffs. My favorite word, tariffs, which...
Like, none of that even made any fucking sense. But again, I mean, it's like, this is almost, it's almost churlish to evaluate this in terms of, is what he's saying true or makes sense? Because the claim here is that this is somehow going to bring him down. And it's like, if this was going to bring him down, he would have been down a long time ago, because this is all he's ever done. This is his entire thing. Like, I mean, I had no idea. I don't pre-watch these things for the most part. Once in a while, I'll take a glance at something, or I've seen a clip on somebody else's stream or channel about that shows a video, and then I go looking for it. But I didn't know what he was going to be talking about. I had assumed it was something Epstein related or something, or like was trying to start a war with Venezuela. No, it's that he lies about economic figures. And the thing is, lying about economic figures is kind of a normal thing that politicians do. He's just exceptionally bad at it.
I've already explained this to you. When Trump goes to the Middle East, this is one of Trump's favorite ruses. When Trump goes to the Middle East like he did a few months ago, and some dignitary from Qatar or wherever says, oh...
Qatar is a fucking nasopharyngeal complaint.
They say, we might be interested in a $1 trillion investment. What they're saying is, over the next 2, 5, 10 years, if you bring us relevant and interesting investment opportunities, we would be potentially willing to put this amount of money into these projects.
Yeah, and the thing is, what he's probably not going to point out is that investment does not actually mean necessarily anything good. In fact, if investors find that the investment climate is good, that almost certainly means that things are bad for everybody else. Because what makes an investment climate good is that investors get to maximize their returns, don't have to pay any taxes, don't have to pay any benefits, don't have to, like, pay particularly, you know, living wages or anything like that. Like, investment does not, you know, when we talk about it at this level, does not actually mean that anything good is happening for most people. In fact, that's a very good chance that it's the opposite.
Over a period of time. So imagine someone goes, we would do $1 trillion over 10 years. Trump gets on the plane and says, I just got $1 trillion. He's acting like they've got the cash in the belly of the plane.
Oh, yeah, like, okay, and it's a very standard bullshit. But who, like, this is going to bring him down? Like, I feel like if you're going to put that as the title of your video, you should be required at some point to explain why you think that this is suddenly going to be the thing that does it. Because this is just Trump being full of shit. Everybody knows he's full of shit. The people who like him know he's full of shit. They just like that. They enjoy the way he's full of shit.
When what he has is a totally non-binding theoretical commitment, not a real commitment, of maybe $100 billion a year over 10 years, if Trump gives them the investment opportunities, which, by the way, it's been months since that trip and none of that has materialized. So when Trump talks about, I got $18 trillion, he is, first of all, he's exaggerating the number, but he's...
Yeah, well, he's exaggerating the number, chat. Holy shit, he is going down. He's exaggerating the number.
Taking, Emirates said 600 billion and Saudi said 1.1 trillion. I'm making these numbers up. And
well, I mean, why not? Everybody else is.
No, they said theoretical, over 10 years, maybe. Trump goes, they just gave me 18 trillion bucks. I don't know that at this point anyone is falling for that one. Except then I watched...
I mean, I don't think anyone is falling for that one. I don't think anyone actually believes him. Except people who have decided that believing him, or, like, pretending to believe him somehow suits their agenda. But none of the... Like, if this was going to bring him down, he would already be down.
For the cable news shows, and it seems that many of the panelists indeed have fallen for it. So now you know the truth of economic lie after lie after lie.
Like, who didn't know that?
Are these useful? Are these explainers useful? Let me know.
Like, I mean, what would be useful? I'll have to say, as Pac-Man content goes, like, this is actually not a terrible thing that he's done here. I mean, it is, you know, it's actually, there's something useful going on. I will say that. But the thing is that he has these ridiculous clickbait titles. So if you wanted to go and say, okay, there was this, like, useful, you know, explainer on, you know, Trump's economic claims or something like that, you could not go look for it based on the title, because the title doesn't say shit about any of that. Like, so even though this is actually not, I mean, and it's just a ridiculous title. Like, I mean, I actually kind of despair at the idea that anyone could listen to this and actually believe that. And but I think it's almost kind of worse if everybody is watching this, everybody's looking at these titles and watching this stuff, and they all know it's not true. They all know that it's not bringing him down, and we're just kind of living in this fantasy world where we say, ooh, this destroyed him! And it's like, no, but it didn't, and everybody knows it didn't. Okay, moving on now.
The meeting between Candace Owens and Erica Kirk has concluded, and Candace and Erica have both tweeted with.
I thought we might look at more of the fucking malevolent entity that is Erica Kirk.
Candace saying that.
I mean, Candace Owens, not that. I mean, like, Candace Owens is fucking horrible, but for the sheer evil in her eyes, I really don't think many people could beat Erica Kirk.
It was an extremely productive meeting. And again, I know there's a lot of people out there, they always say this is just silly drama, doesn't matter. It certainly does matter.
I mean, it's certainly nice to see fascists at each other's throats. It really just helps show that this is actually not... I mean, you hear, like, a lot of people will be saying, like, that, oh, it's too bad that we aren't as organized as the right. It's too bad we don't understand solidarity the way they do. And it's like, look at them. It takes the slightest provocation and they're like fucking, it's the Hunger Games.
Is being torn apart at the beginning of a midterm.
A show I never watched, or book I never read, so I'm not sure if that metaphor works.
Year. And we have to win, otherwise Trump doesn't get the back half of a second term. This means that all of the gains get erased. It means Trump's going to get impeached for some nonsense reason.
Well, as opposed to him being... See, Tim would be cool if he was impeached for a good reason.
Get the story.
You know, like the genocide or something. Although, I mean, it would almost be kind of fucking unfair to impeach Trump over a genocide when his predecessor was also committed most of the genocide, actually. But, yeah.
Post-millennial. A report podcast.
Oh, well, I mean, if it's on the post-millennial, we know it's true.
Mr. Candace Owens.
As a result, Owens said, tensions, T-E-N-T-I-O-N-S, were thawed. Is that how tensions work? Do you thaw tensions?
Met with TPUSA CEO Erica Kirk on Monday after weeks of tension. As a result, Owens said tensions were thawed. The meeting went on for 4.5 hours, and Owens reported that she would give a full rundown on Tuesday, saying Erica and I had an extremely productive 4.5 hour meeting that I think we both feel
did she burn holes in things with her eyes?
Taken place a lot earlier than it did. We agreed much more than I anticipated. Of course, we also disagreed on various points.
Yeah, I would bet, since like Candace Owens is transvestigating her.
And people as well. Most importantly, we were able to share intel and clarify intent. I will
share intel? What the fuck are you?
The full rundown.
What is this, a John le Carre novel?
Tomorrow, as I am currently exhausted, but I wanted to quickly let you guys know that absolutely nothing was held back, and the immediate...
so she did burn holes and shit with her eyes.
Result was that tensions were thawed. Now, I think this is interesting as...
It's an interesting use of the word thaw, because tensions generally don't thaw. Like, what the hell does that even mean, to thaw tensions?
A moment ago...
A tension is not a fucking TV dinner.
Talking about the left and the right, and people who are brainwashed in these factions, and I think Candace certainly represents another form of zealotry. It's not necessarily...
yeah, I mean, I think she kind of probably does, as do you. Like, you're all a bit another form of zealotry. It's just that you're also shitbergs, grifting shitbergs.
A right-wing thing. I know a lot of people say that she's on the right, or woke right, or whatever it is. But
yeah, well, I mean, yes, she is on the right. I think that much we can say.
You look at the Young Turks' comments, you can see that Candace has a very, very massive liberal audience.
I mean, I don't know that that's necessarily how I would judge that. Because you know who doesn't, at this point, is the Young Turks.
These are regular people who don't know a whole lot about what is going on. And
well, that is the prerequisite for enjoying Candace Owens content and the Young Turks content.
And it's really easy to trick people into thinking insane things by
I mean, yeah, he's giving the game away here.
Quote, asking questions. The thing
you
is,
mean like yeah, I mean, I think you probably know a thing or two about that, Tim.
As for Candace and many of these other people that are questioning the assassination of Charlie Kirk, is they're asking questions about things that aren't actually things that have ever happened.
And that's a thing that you now object to, is it, Tim?
They seem to be just making Egyptian planes. Yeah. Why are there so many Egyptian planes flying around? Can someone answer this? No, because it's not real. And so when you ask...
I mean, I think there is a place called Egypt, and they probably do own planes.
Ask that, and then someone asks it for an answer on the Egyptian planes, and you explain to them it never happened, they don't believe you.
Well, he's just like noticing the way his fucking entire political culture thinks. This is him when he was talking about the Chaz in Portland. And he was like, they're censoring books, they're censoring movies, they've got a policeless zone, they're going to start killing truck drivers.
They say, no, I don't know, but there's been debunk after debunk after debunk. But what do you do?
When, that's the thing, your target audience is full of people who don't give a shit about facts. You've cultivated this audience, Timmy. Of course you're going to have this problem.
When you have large factions of people who don't know what's going on, lining up in this weird world and dragging everybody down with them.
Well, I mean, again, it's like his target demographic, so, I mean, I guess this is what happens.
Usually make a louder, more bright thing for them to look at so that you can realign them and show them the path forward. I think, because these people...
That is the level of respect that these people have for their audience. So let's show them some shiny things.
They talk about madness. Do people experience, I've gone mad? Like, it's kind of funny, it's cliche, because it's such a small... But madness is when you're sad or you're in pain and you're confused.
Really? Is that what madness is, Moonlord?
When you're hurting and you don't know why, and that's what happened when...
I mean, no, that I don't think that's the definition most people would use.
Charlie was killed.
Wait, most people?
Candace devolved into madness. I've been watching it for 3 months.
Oh.
She's been grabbing, trying to figure out why. She wants to know why, because she's been confused. No.
I think she's just grifting. That's kind of what she does.
No, Ian, that's wrong.
Well, tell me how.
Okay, I'll say things that I probably...
That was good.
Ian, that's wrong.
Like, I mean, which part? There's so many things about that. It's like...
Well, tell me how.
Okay,
where the fuck do you start?
I'll say things that I probably shouldn't say, but I'm gonna...
We get that when... so it's like a day ending in Y, I guess.
I always get super heated on this. Candace Owens has the same security team as Turning Point and Charlie Kirk did. She's lying. She has the same security people.
We're learning so much. Every time there's this infighting, we learn so much fucking interesting information about how this ecosystem holds together.
I've been meeting with people and talking with them, and
I mean, when the Crowder thing happened, we found out what kind of money was just being casually thrown around, and now we're finding out they're all just using the same security team. I mean, I guess it makes sense, because really, they're just a bunch of sort of fake independent creators who are all, eating out of the same trough.
Too much, because there's more that's going to be coming out soon, because rest assured, people are filing legal paperwork against her. Candace has the same security team, or has used the same security companies and the same security personnel as Charlie and Erica did. So when she comes out and is questioning them, she is lying outright. Now, I've invited many...
I mean, see, I don't know that I actually follow that, because she said, like, she does or she has used, and if she fired them, then you could imagine she might be critical of them. So, I mean, just logically, but yeah, I mean, of course she's lying outright in general. Like, all these motherfuckers are lying outright most of the time.
We'll see when they can. The issue is, the moment Candace goes on her show to millions of people and lies...
They know that the show has begun.
Litigation begins.
No, not really. Like, they would be doing nothing but litigation.
What happens when litigation begins? People don't do interviews about it. She is exploiting this, and she knows she is, to keep people wrapped up in this insanity.
Then there might be a middle ground here, because it is insane, and...
Okay, is he gonna try to have another go at defining madness? See, I assume that when he was saying that's wrong, Moonlord, that he was about to, like, say, like, what the fuck is this definition of madness?
Yeah, it's
maybe
called Candace.
Maybe she's lying, but it doesn't
Maybe?
mean that she hasn't gone mad in some sense.
Like, he's really, really married to this point.
I think a lot of that's why I'm
Bro,
not being too harsh
she
on
outed
people.
her own lawyers. She said Egyptian planes were landing at airports where black government SUVs were driving to an address in Delaware.
Okay. So there are SUVs and there are planes and there is an Egypt. I mean...
And then she read the address to her own lawyers. She does not vet anything she's talking about.
Again, like, this is just kind of par for the course, you'd think.
There was a leaked video that came out. Steven Crowder put this out.
Oh, great. Well, there's a fucking... there's a stamp of approval.
It is a meeting at the Daily Wire where Jeremy Boring is explaining why they are severing ties with Candace Owens.
I mean, it's worth remembering for people who don't keep up with this bullshit. Crowder used to be affiliated with the Daily Wire. The Daily Wire offered him a contract for $500 million. This man who, like, has absolutely no fucking skill. He doesn't, he has nothing to offer. He's just an asshole into a microphone. That's all he does. But then he read the contract, and he saw that there were bits in there about how they would have to comply with the TOS of the different platforms that they upload the videos to, and he fucking threw the toys out of the pram and said, "No way, you're censoring me!" And he just threw away $500 million fucking dollars. And he has been pissed off at the Daily Wire ever since. And like Crowder, and I believe he got into shit with Candace Owens at that time as well, when she started talking about the kind of money she was getting from them.
One of the things he said was that when he sat down with her, she said, "I believe," Candace says this, "what the people believe."
Which people?
That's it. She's outright saying she doesn't care what's true, and she doesn't believe anything.
Well, I mean, again, that seems kind of par for the course.
She is going to say whatever people want her to say, so she gets traffic and gets clicks. That's why she flips around, and she has...
I mean, this sounds a little bit like Tim Pool's model. He's certainly flipped around a fair bit.
Lost-esque podcast that never concludes a single thought.
I mean, do you remember when he was having, like, Ye on and Nick Fuentes on and just high-level fucking neo-Nazi anti-Semitic shit? Moonlord was very big into it, in particular. And then the genocide in Gaza comes along, and there are the campus protests, and suddenly Tim Pool is deeply concerned about anti-Semitism. Like, yeah, he will, I mean, they'll all go in whatever direction the money's in.
Now, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? What did she just tweet 2 or 3 days ago? That we think Tyler Robinson didn't act alone. Well, hold on.
Who's we?
And Ian, you said she wasn't lying, but
who's we?
She already said Tyler Robinson didn't do it. So why is she now saying he didn't do it alone?
Well, like, why does she say anything? She gets paid.
You think she's telling you the truth?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, of course she's not. Like, this isn't where you go to be told the truth.
She's
follow
lying.
her personally.
And
I like her,
Milo played this game where he said, "You're doing mind reading."
God, no! There's a fucking name that we didn't need to hear again.
It applies to Donald Trump being a bloviating blowhard when he says things that are not true, and then we're asking, did he actually know that, or is he just saying things because he just does it, right?
I mean, I have to say, this is the first time I've heard Tim Pool acknowledge that Donald Trump says things that are not true.
Wrong. You can be wrong. When Candace insinuates the security team that tended to Charlie Kirk didn't provide aid or were in on it, and she hired those very same people, she's lying.
Well, that depends on when she hired them. Like, did she go out and hire them afterwards? Or was this she had previously hired them? That's, I mean, just indulging in this bullshit. I think it's all bullshit. But, I mean, there's a difference. If you say that and then you go out and hire them, either you're saying that you like the cut of their jib or you don't actually believe it. But if you previously hired somebody and then you say, oh, they did this fucked up thing, then, you learned a new thing and now you have a different opinion about them. But, yeah.
Now, I will say this.
Will you?
I have spoken.
Yes, you have.
Security sources who have informed me of this. We will see what this turns into. And
informed you of what?
I am working on getting these people to come on the show to explain all of this. But one thing I want to add for everybody out there who doesn't know this, there is one big company that does security for everybody. I forgot the name of it.
Wait, that is how fucking closely connected they are? They've got one security company between them?
And we always get asked if we use them. We don't. But there's one company that is security for basically everybody. So this has come up before. I'm the first one to bring it up. But I recently had a conversation, and there are people right now, and there are moves being made because Candace is overtly lying.
I mean, which moves? I mean, that's just... That is the whole... That's your fucking... All of your media ecosystem
So it'll be
is
interesting when it
that.
comes out who these security guys are and who she has worked with to then make claims about them.
It is possible that she is I try not to talk about people behind their back. If you were here, it'd be easier to say this to your face. It's possible that you're a lying grifter.
I mean, I would agree that is definitely possible.
Piece of shit, and you always have been.
I mean, yeah, I have to say, Moonlord's talking a lot of sense now.
Possible. I don't know. I saw some humanity in you. I think you really love Charlie, and this is.
Okay, those are contradictory statements right there.
Why was she going around telling people she hated him?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
See,
maybe she loved him and he rebuffed you, Candace. Maybe you loved him and he didn't want to be with you.
Like, why? That fucking Play-Doh face? Is he saying that she fancied him?
She was going around in the months before assassination privately telling people how much she hated him.
I mean, that could just be because he's as much of a piece of shit to the people who are politically on the same side of him as he is to everybody else was.
All I know is this is what's really unfortunate about this is we're watching a renaissance right now in this country.
That is definitely how I would describe this. It's a fucking renaissance.
Real change happen that's never happened before. We're seeing a government moving quickly to right a bunch of wrongs that have been piled upon us. And
what?
And whether you want to call it the right, conservatives, Republican, whatever, it's a movement, right? And this is something I deal with, if I'm like, one of the voices of the medical freedom movement, all the infighting.
What the fuck is the medical freedom movement? I have a feeling I don't want to know.
And all this talking about, is it controlled opposition? Oh, is Candace controlled opposition? And I've been called...
I wouldn't have thought that she was opposition. Like, isn't she just, like, controlled supporter?
Controlled opposition. I mean, I always say, whether or not you're a controlled opposition, if you're acting like it, this is tearing apart a movement right now.
I mean, that's a... You had me at that. That's great to hear. Keep going.
And I think we all have to check in with ourselves. Our desire for drama, our desire to have like this, Kim Kardashian experience or Real Housewives moment, or Charlie's really not, we want to bring down, those that did great things. Charlie Kirk did amazing things. I mean, I worked very closely with him in helping. He was great in helping me get Bobby Kennedy with Donald Trump and
Jesus. So it's his fucking fault.
Bringing all that together. And to think that, if you got Maha movement is a powerful movement, it's going to be huge in the midterms, but Charlie's ability to reach the young people and college students was this other powerful factor.
It's worth noting he did not reach young people and college students. They overwhelmingly don't like him, and a third of them is at best conflicted about whether it was okay to shoot him.
groups, Bobby, Maha and Charlie, and the work at Turning Point, I think are why Donald Trump is in the position that he's in. And I would say, why would
Wait, this is the fucking My Pillow guy?
anyone's motivation be to tear down any one of these movements right now? Even
I mean, I can understand what somebody's motivation might be. It's because these movements suck and they're making everything worse. So yeah, I mean, that would be the motivation for tearing these movements down.
there's always problems. There's always bad leadership. There's also always bad people.
I mean, yes, I will agree. There in this movement he's talking about, there are always bad people and bad leadership.
Around, you're trying to clean them out when you're doing the work yourself. But this is so detrimental to such a powerful movement, and it's undermining now where the kids should have been, in college, campuses, having debate what Charlie Kirk brought to this. Candace Owens is just turning this into the disgusting, mud wrestling,
a disgusting mud wrestling.
Shit fest, really.
A disgusting mud wrestling shitfest.
It's really, I'm sure the money is great, but I don't know what her motivations are. I'm always trying to speak to the people. Don't follow people that tear us apart. Like,
God, these fucking people. Okay, skipping ahead a little bit.
She's never concluded anything.
Yeah.
Except that Charlie Kirk was betrayed by Turning Point. What does that even mean? Right. When you come out and say, clearly she's insinuating that Turning Point killed Charlie, she goes, I never said that.
Yeah. But if the argument
they
is...
betrayed it, what does that mean?
Even if someone says something that's true, but they use the truth in a way...
I mean, I just love that this is what they're focused on here. To me, this is good news. They're freaking out about their fucking own backyard being on fire.
And destroy a movement that's actually helping us, then that person that's speaking that truth is bad for society in that moment. And you should avoid that truth right now. Like, that can happen. Some truths are not, it's not time,
Yeah. Some truths, it's not time. There, we got the slogan for the Tim Pool cast. Some truths, it's not time.
Completely disagree.
No, it's not always time to say what you're thinking that's real,
No, I think people should always tell the truth.
With discernment.
Like, for security clearance issues, you don't reveal certain information.
If someone gets killed the next day, you don't go out and say, this is how I feel about that person, and these are all the things they said to me.
I mean, it depends on the person.
I suppose you can have timing.
Like, are Tim and Moonlord about to kick each other's asses? Are we going to get to see a real, live, in-studio mud wrestling shitfest from them?
Your feelings, and we're talking about the idea of, like, a white lie. The idea is...
I mean, around in this lot, it's just the whitest lies. Only the whitest.
Call your wife fat because you don't want to hurt her feelings. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a coalition that is fighting against very, very dangerous forces. Mask mandates, lockdowns,
wow, I mean, so when they talk about forces being dangerous, what they're saying is it's dangerous to airborne viruses. They're the virus coalition. We're actually watching SARS-CoV-2's defense team.
Mandated medications, and the Republicans have not been great, but they've been better. Yeah. And I will take speed bump for the machine state over voting for the machine state. And
speed bump for the machine state.
And Candace will take throwing a stick of dynamite into at the speed bump, allowing the machine state to carry on at full speed.
Well, this is great. This metaphor is just so well crafted. This is well thought out.
Speed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's dynamiting a speed bump.
I mean, well, like Candace...
I mean, I tend to think that if the idea of the speed bump in the metaphor is that it's going to slow down whatever the hell the machine state is, I mean, then you're going to open up a big-ass pothole. It's going to have the same effect as a speed bump.
Fundamentally, she's, in my opinion, I don't think you guys may disagree, but in my opinion, she's downstream from the larger issue, which is the incentive structure that has been set up in polemics, quite frankly, because Tim makes this point all the time, is that political...
I mean, we see the incentive structure at work quite a bit, yes.
Commentary, in many ways, is dead, because It's just about how can you generate the most unbelievable narratives, that sort of thing.
Well, I mean, yeah, that is exactly what I mean. It's this is what's great about these sorts of moments, because they're just telling on themselves. This is literal, because that's true. That is literally what they do. I mean, you can look at their fucking video titles and you can see it. They're just telling the most like unbelievable narratives in order to get people to click on it, and it's usually fairly incoherent as well.
Hard-hitting reporting, analysis, these sorts of things, these are boring people. You need to shock and awe and these sorts of things. So all Candace is fundamentally doing here, among other things, is just responding to the incentive structures that are currently set up in political commentary.
I mean, I have to say, I think he's actually quite right about this as well. And I think it explains a whole lot about their space. Because, like, literally everybody who's involved in it is grifting. They're all grifting. They're all in it for the money. And so they follow the incentive structure very, very carefully. And the incentive structure wants wild bullshit that people will click on.
I'll put it like this. I consider where we are right now the off season. That's how we describe it. It's the holiday season, so it's the off season for the year. And then we're after a presidential election, so there's no big politics happening right now.
Oh, yeah, I mean, to the fucking genocide, the mass deportation. There's no big politics happening right now.
Political and news shows.
Trying to actually impose a criminal ban on health care for trans youth. Democrats and Republicans coming together to try to repeal Section 230. Yeah, there's nothing big going on right now.
Are not the forefront. Currently, we have around 40,000 people watching concurrent viewers. 10 months ago, we had 80.
Oh, God, it's just more and more good news.
So our concurrent viewership is much lower today. Likely, again, to the holidays, but also, who cares about politics at this moment?
I mean, also, who cares about Tim Pool?
Candace is having a renaissance herself. How? Look, if you want to increase viewership, you have to create the interest. And if we just talk about what is, people eventually say, I get it. When the elections are coming up, I'll pay more attention. Candace goes, Bridget Macron's a man. They're trying to kill me. Israel's taking over, and Charlie was killed by the French Foreign Legion.
Yeah. I mean, but like he's just describing his own fucking business model too. Yeah, I mean, you can if you've paid any attention to him over the years, this is what he does. I mean, not those very specific things, but very similar.
It's like just throwing
just
the most
wild bullshit, mostly just like crafted by Chris Rufo. It's like, well, now we're going to pretend to be outraged over critical race theory.
psychotic things out there because it will get you those views at a time when people aren't really that interested.
When has Candace ever really talked about politics? She.
Okay, I'm going to switch over. I was actually kind of hoping we were going to see some of the evil presence that is Erica Kirk, but apparently not. Let's see, what else have we got here? Oh, yes, that's right. We had a suggestion from River Rune that I thought we might check out. This is a channel I've never actually looked at before. This is Alex Novell or Novell. Ethan Klein's War on Women, Content Terminator. And that sounds interesting. And, like, Ethan Klein sucks shit. We haven't looked at him in a bit. One of the various, like, shitty E. Klein people that just confuse the hell out of me with their very similar names and politics. So I thought we might have a look at that.
Now look at this fucking vile pig. Fucking demon, dude.
I'm going to drop the link in chat. This was posted in the suggestions channel of the Discord.
We need to exterminate them. We don't believe in extermination, but let's just move them somewhere else.
Your commentary on Gaza does kind of make me think that you probably believe in extermination a little bit. Okay, I'm looking forward to this then.
All right, we need to get this here in its own neighborhood, with its own kind. It's fantasy.
The culture war is raging on all fronts. Foot soldiers.
I will say, okay, first of all, I love the visuals here. This is, I mean, these are cool visuals. I like them.
Fresh off the assembly line, strike the high.
As somebody who's trying to learn to do, like, visual effects and animation and stuff like that, I really do appreciate... I'm not sure exactly what I'm even looking at to some extent, but it looks neat.
The battlefield in droves, inoculated with the pounding drums of war.
It's going to war, you know what it is, guys. It's fucking straight up.
I mean, and the sound design, too.
The front lines, I'm going to the front today to fight for the Jewish people.
Trapped in a never-ending battle against anyone brave enough to fight back. The architect of the culture war sits safe and tucked away from the horrors of the front lines. Within this...
Okay, I'm liking this.
An endless rage for the world that he created. But maybe, just maybe, we can turn back the clock. Maybe this time, we can actually stop Judgment Day from...
I was composing something the other day. I was like, sort of a friend of mine on Facebook, I was composing theme music for her. And I was just trying to come up with some kind of a melody that I could build everything around. And I was like, oh, finally, I got something. Oh shit, it's the fucking Terminator theme. Like, I actually sitting here on the keyboard going, okay, I think this is the da-da-da, da-da-da. Yeah, this is sounding kind of good. This is sounding kind of familiar. Oh, fuck, I just stole the Terminator theme.
Once and for all, face the force, powering all the hate, and shut it down for good. It's the only way to bring about a change to the chaos of war. Some people think that
like,
change is impossible, and maybe they're right.
Like, this animation, holy shit.
It's that culture war. Culture war never changes.
Okay, I mean, I will just say right now, I know nothing about... I've never heard of this guy before. Charmed by the fucking visuals. I mean, I'm just looking at this, I'm learning things from these visuals, because as I said, I'm trying to learn VFX and stuff. Like, I'm like, in my head, halfway to working out how to do a sight gag where Erica Kirk's eyes flash red, like, there is no data, only Zool, sort of thing. But I haven't quite figured out how to do it. But I'm like halfway there, so I'm just looking at this like, this is interesting. This whole like visual design is interesting to me. And the animation he's done with his face to give him this sort of constipated thing going on. Oh, he's doing the eye thing too. Yeah, okay.
Let me tell you guys a story.
Ethan Klein can't stop harassing women on the internet.
You know I don't like talking about women's looks.
Yeah, set that one. You don't need to. You don't need to.
It's beneath.
With the T-1000 music in the background.
That being said, you pig.
Oh shit! And this is the setup that he used for the like content nuke or whatever the hell it was of Hassan that was so just terrible and kicked off so much content. Like, okay, this is really good. Yeah, I mean, this is like the exact setup that was used, the whole visual for that, including the grainy pixelation there. Like, okay, just loving the design.
Loser. It looks like she lives in a swamp. It looks like she hasn't showered, and she is a succubus. You're a fucking piece of shit. You are the biggest fucking... Oh, can I say it? She did... Fuck you. I can...
He's such a charming guy, Ethan Klein, too.
Call her a bitch. I can call her a horrible person, but I would never do that. I would never say that. I mean
see,
that.
if you do that, if you just add, but I would never say that, that means you didn't say it, and nobody's allowed to hold it against you then.
I only use this harsh language to exemplify the fact that I can say whatever I want about her.
Can I just say that we don't have a clique problem at this school? And some of us shouldn't have to take this workshop because some of us are just victims in the situation?
That's probably true.
Okay, this is
How
good.
many of you have ever felt personally victimized by Ethan Klein?
Whether he's victimizing himself about anti-Semitism or those dreaded snarkers, Ethan has spent the last 2 years honing his blade of victimhood and using it to strike down any woman who dares to criticize him.
This insane harassment and defamation campaign that you've been sucked into. And while you are trying to be this fair arbiter of truth and...
Oh, wait, DMs he got from Ethan. Ethan doesn't know how to do himself a favor.
Research. You are repeating straight up...
Now I'm very curious who the very special
lies
guest is.
As part of an anti-Semitic hate campaign, and I'm not saying she is...
Of course, we got the anti-Semitism in.
Yet.
You may...
And you're saying swastika hilt should not make me feel uncomfortable. No, you're insane.
Mm.
And what, 3 million people watch that and nobody who support... It's just like, these people don't give a fuck.
Oh, right, that one. Oh, I was like, swastika hilt. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about the anime blade Hassan. We're on that again. Okay, thank you for orientating me. I was actually like confused for a second.
It makes kind of disillusioning where it's like, do these people care about this at all? About anyone?
But that blade of victimhood cuts both ways, as both his YouTube channels are bleeding subscribers. The H3 podcast, Ethan's main channel, has lost almost 400,000 subscribers since January of 2024.
What's wild about this is that still more subscribers than Barely Watched got for viewers on her CBS Town Hall.
Making them one of the fastest shrinking communities on the platform.
Let's be real. Let's call a spade a spade. The views are down. We'll get them back. These are people that I wanted to shed anyway. Let's be real. I knew what I was doing when I got into this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, like, if you unsubscribe, then I guess you just suck anyway, and I'm glad you don't have the subscription. I didn't need that reach.
But the views are down. The members are down. The revenue's down. And
Ethan's coughing. Listen to him. He's like Tiny Tim, man.
Dude.
He's like Tiny Tim over here.
But Ethan Klein will not go down without a fight. When he's not going scorched earth on his former friends and colleagues, Ethan Klein spends his time fighting multiple court battles and rage texting anyone who disagrees with him. I was actually lucky enough to be on the receiving end of some incredibly paranoid Ethan Klein rage texts that I've taken the artistic liberty of bringing to life with a dramatic reenactment.
In this dramatic reenactment, the part of Ethan Klein will be played by Michael Jackson.
Wait, okay.
Mediation went well yesterday. Let me know if you think today will work better for you or if tomorrow is better. I know you have a show today, so no worries if you need to postpone. I'm around all day today and tomorrow.
Meditation ended up taking like 13 hours.
No worries. We can talk tomorrow.
The next day.
How's today looking for you?
Do you have a problem with Taylor Lorenz infrequently retweeting the account called Ethan's Attic, whose sole purpose is to lambast my declining mental health?
Well, that's random.
Do you think it's okay to target someone's mental health as a partisan attack?
I retweeted him for sharing my video. I'm a small creator. Retweets do not equal endorsements.
Oh, okay.
All my accounts are public. It's not a gotcha that I've interacted with these folks before.
Here is a post that you retweeted. That jacket is fitting because Ethan Klein is now just a locale.
And apparently it's Keemstar merch. Jesus.
Do you think I'm a locale?
Yes.
I think he has always been kind of this way. So I have been watching H3 since the beginning.
Like on purpose?
Remember, my first article about H3 is in like 2018. I think, is when I first started writing about him in Newsweek. And I've always found his content...
Holy shit, I had absolutely no idea. Like 2018, I had no idea that this motherfucker existed in 2018 and somebody was writing about him in Newsweek? Okay.
Fascinating. But it's evolved so much over time. He's starting to get more and more paranoid. Ethan Klein has become more siloed off. And I don't think he even leaves the house anymore except to go to the podcast. He's kind of scared of everything. That's why he's like siloed himself off in this $1 million mansion.
Look at the cat, everybody.
And I think over time, that problem has only gotten worse.
Ethan Klein
that sounds about right.
Actually, in a state of psychosis.
Yeah. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. I'm not going to watch the entire thing here. I have to save something for you to watch afterwards. Oh, we have link spam. Goodbye, link spam.
On my best friend, my favorite girl, Taylor Lorenz. Taylor Lorenz was accusing me of being a misogynist for saying she looked like a ventriloquist dummy. But here she is making fun of my small feet, trying to demasculate me. Yeah, you saw Taylor Lorenz there, eh?
I saw and a bunch of other people.
You said she was looking real sour.
2007, holy shit. He's been... No wonder he's fucking rich. That's like... That is basically what you had... If you wanted to actually really make money as a YouTuber, that is around the time you really had to get on. As I mean, the platform's only existed since 2005, and I'm still kind of kicking myself that I didn't think to do that.
Nobody probably wants to be friends with her because they're afraid she's gonna like write down what they misrepresent, some weird shit, and write an article about them.
She was yucking it up with some people. It looks like she had...
More like yucky. And,
What's Ethan's goal with targeting you, do you think?
I think he hates women in a lot of ways. But I think it's the Hassan thing too. Like, I'm a progressive woman, like in Hassan's like broader internet circle. And I think he's a bigot who doesn't, he doesn't like progressive women.
I've known Taylor personally for many years, and Taylor has always kind of been a target of right-wing harassment campaigns. Taylor responds to these people, and that is what they want.
Yeah, I mean, the whole reason that there are right-wing harassment campaigns targeting her is because of the time she utterly humiliated Chaya, libs of TikTok right chick. I mean, in that interview, and Chaya right chick just was exposed as completely and utterly incoherent, just blathering on, and the right and all the far right assholes were like, "Oh, this is a conspiracy. She forced her to be like that," or something like that, and immediately got Taylor Lorenz like swatted and shit. That's why it was so ridiculous when that 1630 Fund independent content creator claimed that she was friends with Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens, because, I mean, apart from it's just a lie, I mean, she has received quite a few death threats from, like, hate campaigns they started against her.
An enemy. They want someone who will keep engaging and will keep creating content for them. Ethan keeps going, and then Taylor responds, which he has every right to do, but it keeps the content mill running over and over and over. I think when it comes to like
who made a funny video about Papa John's?
Ethan definitely, I believe, having spoken to a lot of the women he's gone after, he definitely goes after women a lot. Like, it's undeniable at this point.
Ethan Klein's obsession with Taylor Lorenz runs deep. Between the hundreds of Instagram stories and podcast callouts, it's clear that Ethan Klein is using his platform to try to destroy Taylor's professional reputation.
Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead again. But this is looking interesting. I mean, I just love the production values, and It seems very well written. So it seems, well researched and very nicely
My
edited.
actions. It's something I take full responsibility for, and I am truly sorry for that. With this apology and with full respect, I ask that anybody who may have been acting on my behalf directly or indirectly stop immediately. Ryan and his family and his associates should be left alone now for good.
Ethan spent what some called the best years of the H3 podcast fighting a legal battle against Ryan Kavanaugh over what was initially a copyright infringement lawsuit that
That's right. And he got his ass kicked.
Spiraled into multiple defamation cases.
I'm just going to type Ryan Kavanaugh, and I'm not going to, but I'll say this. He does resemble Harvey Weinstein physically, and that's all I'll say about that. If you Google Ryan Kavanaugh, you'll probably find on the top.
Does Ryan Kavanaugh look like HarveyWeinstein.com?
What the fuck?
The fuck?
You know that's my website, right?
Jesus! Okay, he's just asking to get sued.
That's so stupid.
We made that website to help the public.
5 months ago, those lawsuits finally settled, with Ethan on the considerable losing end, having to deliver a public apology to Ryan Kavanaugh on his podcast, as well as censor all of the previous mentions of him on his show.
I'm not accusing.
God, considering how obsessive this guy gets about the people he decides to just hate on his podcast and everything. Can you imagine how much fucking work it must be for whatever production assistant has to go through all of his long ass lives and everything to censor every mention of fucking Ryan Kavanaugh?
Ryan Kavanaugh, the guy who's suing me from Chiller of sexual impropriety. I just think they look similar, that's all. Just to make that clear.
Holy shit.
Having to remove the best years of your videos and apologize to someone who financially wrecked you for what's probably hundreds of thousands of dollars has to inflict some form of psychological trauma and
I bet. Not to mention just I just can't get my head around how much work that would be. Because, you have to find every mention first. And then you have to make these modifications. And then you have to hope you didn't miss one so that his lawyers, come and say, oh, wait, you left one here, and if it's not gone in 24 hours, you're paying a contractual penalty.
Like the snark communities do.
Harassment podcast.
Yeah, that's what the H stands for.
Again, there's another snarking talking point.
Sounds like such a Karen.
People outside of the snarking community don't use certain lines of attack. Like calling our podcast a harassing, what do you call it? A harassment
podcast.
A harassment podcast it's nobody outside snark says that. It's just an insanely dumb, totally random attack line that.
It's random, is it?
Is a made-up concept by Ethan Klein. Snark is a made-up concept by Ethan Klein.
Thank you for that clarification there, I have to say, because until I started to get down to this, fucking rabbit hole all those months ago, my understanding of the concept of snark was just, making fun of something. Just taking the piss out of something. That is how I had used it for probably, I don't know when the first time I would have heard it, probably would have been back in the days of Television Without Pity, if you remember that website, which was hilarious. It doesn't exist anymore. And never had I gotten the idea that there was anything sinister associated with it.
Weaponize his audience against people he disagrees with. I don't care what influencer you are. There is an audience of people who hate you. Every influencer has a snark community, if you feel that snark is a valid term. We exist in an online space that thrives on negativity. And I think Ethan Klein's packaging of snark has been incredibly lucrative for him.
This type of inferiority, for that to get our...
Just skipping ahead.
How much can you engage with, and how much can you milk a lolcow? and Ethan Klein has proven that, like, he just wants the content. You know, he's milking himself at this point. There's no doubt in my mind that this is just like where he expects this to go and what he wants out of his YouTube experience.
Now,
kind of, you know, upsetting, and it feels like the lawsuit was kind of just, this was the goal. That's not anti-Semitic. Using anti-Semitic.
Oh, okay, hold on. This,
like, a protection has.
Go regurgitate all this shit in the most
Regurgitate.
hateful, anti-Semitic, obsessive fucking freak way, and then to sit here and pretend like you're unbiased. Fuck you.
So using anti-Semitism.
no, wait. I mean, now I feel like there was a bit that I needed to have.
1000 Liquid Metal Edition. That's not you. But I know it looks similar considering the T-1000 can disguise itself as anyone and anything. Have you seen Terminator 2 Judgment Day? It's a great film. Also, like Dershowitz, Ethan uses accusations of anti-Semitism as a shield from criticism.
Oh, wait, we're gonna compare him to Dershowitz? I'm not sure if Dershowitz should be mad or Ethan should.
Yeah. And I feel like there's a lot of ground to it. Yeah, that's gonna happen. So, fuck you. Like, literally, fuck you. How dare you? After all this time, you go regurgitate all this shit in the most hateful, anti-Semitic, obsessive fucking freak way, and then to sit here and pretend like you're unbiased. Fuck you.
So using anti-Semitism as, like, a protection has kind of always bothered me. Like, Jews in general who use anti-Semitism to dodge criticism is something that, like, grosses me out, because anti-Semitism is a real thing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I've had pennies thrown at my head. I've been punched in my head for wearing a yarmulke. Like, I have dealt with actual anti-Semitic attacks. So claiming that me thinking that Ethan Klein, his video, the Casey-tron video is, it's kind of, upsetting, and it feels like the lawsuit was kind of just, this was the goal. That's not anti-Semitic.
Yeah, okay. For the last 10 minutes, the last, actually, less than that now, I have something else to share. I don't normally overlap I don't normally cross the streams, but in this particular case, there was just something absolutely fucking hilarious that happened towards the end of my stream earlier today, my hyperpolyglotting stream. So for people who don't normally watch that, I thought I would show you. But first I have to actually get to the right spot. You see, it's a channel about languages and language learning and stuff like that. Wow, that's the thumbnail, is it? Okay, no, that's not it either.
Ew, whatever. Don't say this.
I gotta take a pee.
Oh, well, here, I'm dropping the link to this VOD of earlier today's stream. But, okay, so we look at, talk about, language, language learning and stuff, and there's this channel that, we look at every once in a while on the stream, because it is just hilariously bad. It's called English for Everyone, and it's just this guy who, in the most deadpan, boring-ass way, will, go around nitpicking non-English native speaking content creators' minor grammatical errors. And sometimes it's quite boring, and then sometimes you get something like this. どう覚えやすいでしょ? くだらねえよこれ.
Don't say this.
I gotta take a pee.
I love. I mean, that's not wrong. People say that, but I mean, you sound like you're asking a question, which is a bit weird. Like, why are you saying it like that? Has somebody told you you have to, and you're confirming it?
Yesterday. Also, don't say this.
I gotta take a pee.
Now I have a gag. I really wish I'd known that this was about to happen. I'm skipping ahead so that... There we go.
No! It's...
There.
It's piss? No!
There. That would have been so much funnier if I had been able to set it up. If I'd had it set up in advance, but I did not know that that was.
I gotta take a piss.
I love the music in the background here.
I gotta take a leak. I gotta go, number 1.
Don't say, I gotta take a pee. Don't say, I gotta take a piss. Don't say, I gotta take a leak.
This is Kevin. I mean, why not? I mean, those are phrases people say. I mean, what's weird? But, like, what's weird, if anything, is listing them like that.
Also, don't say this.
I gotta take a pee.
With the fucking music in the background, it's like she's about to do some freestyle.
Also, don't say this.
I gotta take a pee. I gotta take a piss. I gotta take a leak.
A leak.
I gotta go.
A leak.
Number 1.
Wait, I didn't realize that I had done that last time.
Don't say, I gotta take a pee. Don't say, I gotta take a piss. Don't say, I gotta take a leak. Unless you're...
We're actually rewatching what you came in on earlier today, because I just thought it was so hilarious that it was great advertising for my early afternoon stream on hyperpolyglotting.
And you're talking to other men...
Oh, fuck you! That's what you're gonna do? No, wait, shut up.
Your friends.
First of all, I mean, if we're going to go, like, gender this shit, if anything, P is not, like, it would be the one that would be more likely to skew female, if anything. I mean, though I have to say, it's like, you could just more broadly say that, I mean, a lot of people aren't impressed with somebody calling their shot in the first place. But, yeah, it really does. Like, I mean, you wouldn't really hear, to the extent that you're going to gender this, which is bullshit already, like, say whichever one feels right to you in a given moment. Sometimes you just gotta say, I gotta take a piss. I mean, like, if there was one that I was going to feel, like, strongly about, it's, like, number 1, which it sounds... Which you... Okay, but then... That last one is the only one that I feel like I would not, like...
Don't say, I gotta take a pee.
Clip that.
I gotta take a piss.
I mean, just clip that. Clip... We...
Take a leak.
They're, like, say you're in court. And we... Oh, well, I mean, Kevin needs to get out more. Shut up. And also you have actually heard a woman say these things because you're right.
For one,
Thing.
talk about
A writer with 20 working languages, and this is where...
Oh, okay. I just skipped over, but in any case, it is time to wrap up. So, that is what happens in the afternoon over at Hyperpolyglotting, at least sometimes. Have a good night. I will be taking next week off for, I think, obvious reasons, so have a good holiday. And I will see you the week after. I hope you have good holidays and a good rest of your weekend. Have a good